So who's ready to watch the murder of Caesar? Let's go. E2, Brutus. E2. I'd be interested to see how they portray this. This is a pretty famous event in history. The betrayal of Caesar. This place can be crawling with soldiers. I don't need to fight a single one. It'll be like a snicky snack. Gotta get right over there. Let's do this. This looks like it'll probably be my fastest route. I mean, well, that's not true. The fastest route would just be straight running there. Oh, okay, never mind then. I take that back. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna climb up on this roof and shoot straight over there. But apparently, Romans have amazing craftsmanship and are worried about assassins and have installed a very, very long row of steel spikes. Which is dumb. Like, it keeps me from climbing on your roof, but I can still do this. It just takes longer. So her arms would be, like, dying right now. She'd be like, oh my god. I can't hang on any longer. I'm gonna fall. Imagine what a pain in the ass it would be as a roofer to have to install every single one of those spikes. There's like a bajillion of them. Oh man. Alright, we've done this shit enough. Let's go.
House! Tutti e dunque. Stand up, Jimmy Dalone! State, ed io ti lo... E sei un pedere! Tu! E non muovere!
I try to be a snaky snake. Here, big boy.
Confident e un sanguinum vita spread! Latini disciplinam bis... Continua, speri non più!
Nihil hic frater.
Mamo quid agatur? State! Voilà!
Sanguinum a sepulcrum!
Reversus fueris, condemo proabiti! Eum pederet! Colite ibi!
I'm watching the death of Caesar, whether y'all want me to or not.
I ask only this, that you join with me in building a new Rome.
A Rome with you as king?
Let Caesar speak!
We...
You too, my child.
Stabbed him in the dick.
The tyrant is dead, you are free now! Do I know you? You who strikes from the shadows.
The same fate will come to all despots.
In the end, it is impossible not to become what others believe you are. And I was a god!
There is a new creed now.
Yeah! Rome is eternal! She will never fall to you or your kind.
Freedom is not given, Caesar. It is taken. Requiescat in pace, Caesar.
Do you know what you've done? Caesarion would have sat on the throne of Rome.
Listen to the cries in the streets. They call you a dead tyrant's whore.
I am still your queen.
You are a queen of liars and snakes. I fought for you for 5 years. Our people worshipped you. Apollodorus died for you for Egypt.
For Egypt? I am Egypt!
Then be the ruler our people deserve. Or nothing will save you from my blade across your throat. You are the last of the pharaohs.
Figure we would have killed her too. Am I just staring at a wall?
Bayek. Caesar has been assassinated. Septimius is also dead. I have founded a bureau in the middle of Rome. Yet, no one knows of our existence. Like Amun, we are the Hidden Ones.
I believe in you.
The irony of freedom. We are free of each other, yet it brings me no happiness. We must move forward. Remain in our tempest of blood poetry. Despite it all, we dance, and they die. From darkness we have come, and in darkness we shall stay. Humans are not meant to last forever. But this creed will. The creed is the only immortal thing in the world.
Go home. You're free.
I don't want to go home by myself. I'm scared.
Should we take him to the Bureau?
No. I'll take you home.
Let nothing grieve you beyond measure, for your life is short and time will claim its toll. But I am no longer who I was. I have renounced all love I once had. I have renounced Aya. I have killed Aya. I am now the Hidden One, known as Amunet. May your victories multiply.
Papa? Jump.
Birth of the Creed. Alright. And I think we have beat the game. Yes. Yes, we have. Though I will say, I'm surprised we didn't get like a, we didn't get a credits roll at all. You know, that's kind of expected. I mean, I think they probably should have done a credits roll and then brought us back to where we, like, to the town, you know. But 28, I could totally take this guy down. You now access the Hidden Ones Bureau in Memphis. Unique items are available in the Bureau shop. Neato. Let's go do that after we kill this Philotaki. So even though we didn't get a credit scene, let's go ahead and do a review, as we do at the end of all games. So, all in all, definitely the best Assassin's Creed game that has been released to date, in my opinion. You know, the variety of weapons, the change to the combat system with like light, heavies, charged attacks, knockdown attacks, parries. Very, very welcome change compared to the previous Assassin's Creed games. I thought it was like it was life and day how much better it was compared to the old style of combat. The world.
Clear the way! Hurry!
The world is
Right there.
amazing. Like, no argument at all. Oh man, I almost just took him out.
There
Like
you
the
are,
world is just rich and alive, and you know, there's no other way to describe it. It's beautiful. Like, thinking about Assassin's Creed in an open world setting, I mean, Egypt was definitely probably one of the best places to do it, because there's, you know, so much in Egypt that you can do. You have the pyramids, which are a fucking shoe-in for Assassin's Creed and climbing, especially considering it's something that, you know, you're not allowed to climb in real life. Like, I mean, speaking from a realistic perspective, like, there's all kinds of crazy shit you climb in Assassin's Creeds, and realistically speaking, somebody that's like a decent rock climber could probably pull off some of that stuff in a range if they wanted to, you know, or free scale building. But like the pyramids are something that like they're protected by the country as like you don't climb on these or you'll be arrested. So, you know, putting an Assassin's Creed in that setting where you do whatever the fuck you want, I think ended up panning out very well. On top of that, Egypt just in general, there's you know, like there's so much going on. You have bustling cities, you have the deserts, you have lots of water, you have areas like up here where there's like thick forests kind of interspersed in the water. So I think it gave the game a good variety in the environment without feeling forced. And it's not a bad thing when there's forced variety, but like take both Shadow of War and Horizon Zero Dawn. Like Shadow of War, it's like, oh, this is our lava region, and this is our foresty region, and this is our snowy region. And in HCD, it's like, oh, well, this is the foresty part, and this is the deserty part, and this is the cold wintry part. And there's very clear transitions. Whereas in this, it very much felt like there was a lot of variety in the areas, but it obviously all fit very well into the context of Egypt without, you know, because at first glance, you'd think, oh, Assassin's Creed Egypt. And, like, if you're not thinking about the bustling cities in Right Night, I mean, it's desert. It's a lot of fucking desert. And desert is bland. So, and even then, like, the deserts, they added in, like, you know, there's little mirages and shit that'll happen when you're wandering around out in the desert. So they even made the boring desert interesting. So, I really got to give it to them from a world perspective. Ooh. The world is probably the best part about this game. There's so much to it. Story, I would consider probably one of the weaker points of this title. I wouldn't say that the story was bad, but at the same time, the story felt very... how do I put this? Oh yeah, we'll take him out too. The story felt like, I mean, well, you know, it was a revenge quest. The story started off, it was like, oh, killed my son. And then halfway through the game, still trying to find the guy that killed my son. There's nothing wrong with the revenge motivation. It's fairly common, but it just feels so cliche, you know. When the whole thing is a revenge story about this guy who was a dickhead, I don't know. It doesn't have the same motivational impact as some other storytelling techniques, I feel. You gonna get out of that thing? Fuck, could you get out? I'm gonna burn your goddamn horses down if I need to. Get out of that freaking carriage. This guy, man. So, the story, I would put it like a 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10 maybe. I don't know. I just didn't feel that the whole revenge quest was that compelling. Hit this guy. Some big damage into this douche. Another thing is, and I was just reminded of this while I'm fighting this guy, but like, you have combat like this where the guy's like, oh, I'm here to murder you, and then you put them on fire or something, and then they instantly start screaming like little girls. They're like, ah, ah, like the pitch of their voice changes and everything. It's kind of like, wait, what? Like, smoke and mirrors, predator bow. Just get on fire, stealth damage, critical hit rate. So 3 stealth damage versus the 2. That's bleeding on hit, whereas this is critical hit rate. I mean, critical hits are to the head, so I don't feel like critical hit rate makes sense on a bow. It is on fire, though. Just neat. So the story could lose a point in. All in all, the music, I think, for the game is pretty good. I would have liked to see a couple other tracks. Like, it's not Witcher tier by any means. It's good, but I would have liked to see more variety in the music. What else? Let's talk about variety. So far, the side quests, like I'm of mixed feelings of it, because some of the side quests are really interesting. Like, take the one we did back towards the start of the game, where we had to find we found the drunk guy, and he was surrounded by crocodiles. And, you know, I was like, oh man, you know, he got drunk out here, he cheated on his wife, this is fucked up. And then we take him back, and you find out that he's actually being hustled by some thought, and then you just beat up her bodyguards, and the dude's like, I'm sorry, I won't fuck up like this again. Like, that was a fucking awesome side quest, because I did not expect it. I was like, yep, you know, drunk dude cheat on his wife, and you find the drunk dude, and he's not just drunk and trapped, he's drunk and talking to crocodiles. And it's like, oh man, like this is tasty. I like this. But then on the flip side of things, you also had shit where it was like, you know, like that other quest we did a couple episodes ago, where it was just, oh, I'm gonna go to this camp. Oh, this guy's dead. Let's go. Or, oh, I found a note about this guy. And then, oh, well, let's go to where the guy was at. Oh, he's dead. Let me get the thing. Oh, let me kill some bad guys. And there's a lot of side quests like that, where it's just, you know, person dies or person is captured, and you rescue them and you escort them, and then everyone's happy. And I know every game's going to have some side quests like that, and there may be more hilarious ones, like the drunk guy and the crocodiles quest that I just haven't done yet. But out of all the side quests I've done, and I think I've done a fair amount of side quests in the course of this playthrough. You know, if we look at completed, I got 71 completed total. I mean, obviously a lot of these are main quests, but you know, the Good Roman, I was like, go find my stuff. Predator to Prey. The Predator Prey one was kind of fun, escorting the crocodile. But I mean, the point is, there's a lot of the side quests that I've done thus far felt kind of dull. I would have liked to see more variety in the side quests, and that may very well be the case once I start doing more free roam streams and exploring. Is, you know, maybe there is a lot more that I just haven't had the opportunity. I haven't played them yet. So maybe I'll discover those the more that I play. I need a Snoop Booper. Snoop Booper is so good for dealing with animals. I actually dealt with them pretty quickly as well. Right now I'm just kind of farming skins while I'm talking about stuff. But the main quests, I mean, they flowed pretty well, I think. The main quests, there was enough uniqueness in them, I think. Where, I mean, obviously you still had your ones where it's just like assassinate dude, but at the same time, you had some like fun ones. I mean, I'm not gonna jump all the way. Oh, let's jump into some of the ones just to give some examples here. Get some main quests, and yet all the Aya ones. I felt like those were kind of okay. I felt like it was kind of just a half-ass reason to include naval combat, like the crocodile one and like Shadia. Like that was probably the most memorable one for me. Is the child dying and then you killing that corrupt old biddy. Like that was an emotional quest. Hi, Zillion kitty cat. But so all in all, let's put quests. If we had to give it a score. Let's give quests like a 9 out of 10 total, because there were some parts that were like really good, and then there were other parts that were kind of like, I could take it or leave it. So I think that's a fair assessment of them. What am I missing? Iron. Where do I find iron at? Aside from that, I mean, we've talked about the gameplay, we've talked about quest diversity, talked about combat, we talked about music, graphics. So the game looks good. I will say that. Right now, just playing on my end, it looks good. But there were quite a few areas where I noticed like FPS hiccups. On top of that, one undeniable thing is there's been a constant desync between the faces of characters and what they're saying. Like basically the lips just not moving. And I mean, that's one of those things that I don't care about as much when I play games. I'm just like, whatever, I know. I'm very much a gameplay purist. A game could look like absolute shit. If it plays good, then I'm happy. I don't care how out of sync it is. You know, if it has the dialogue itself is good and the game looks good, I'll play it and I'll be happy with it. But it is something I think that's worth mentioning. There was a lot of, you know, derpy looking characters where the words they were saying just did not line up at all with the way their mouth was moving. On top of that, and I don't know if this is more of a technical problem or what I would call it, but I noticed a lot of times where it seemed like the game, I don't want to say it wasn't syncing properly, but like the best example I have of more recent memories. So if you recall, we went into the temple and then a cutscene suddenly triggered. Okay, you know, that's all good, whatever. And then all of a sudden we're like back outside and everyone's standing there, and then it cuts to a scene. It's like, oh, I needed to put my buddy to rest. And then we cut straight to the funeral, and then we cut straight to being outside, and it's like it felt really disjointed at times. I think that's the best way I can really describe it. There was just this weird, it was a weird disjoint. I'm not sure what else to say about it. And that kind of was like, you know, it feels like the transitions here, they didn't feel right. They felt, I don't know, awkward. I don't know. And that's something that I feel would have been really, really easy to not fuck up, you know? Like, it's, especially because a lot of that was scripted stuff. Like, your scripted stuff, that should be easy mode. There's no reason you should be fucking up your scripted transitions. Or there was like one where we finished up Aya's quest, and for a split second, we changed to Bayek, and it just showed Bayek like standing next to a fucking wall. Like, what was that about? So, I don't know where that falls in. I mean, obviously, when you make a game this size, there's going to be hiccups along the way, or things that end up getting just overlooked during the development. But still, I don't know. Stuff like that bothers me. Because, like, especially a lot of that stuff when we encountered, that was main quest stuff. And I feel like if anything is going to be optimized, it should have been the main quest stuff, you know? Like, you know, finding hiccups like that in side quests is one thing. Finding it in the main quest is kind of like, I don't know. Other things, like, there's obviously going to be a lot of fucking dialogue in a game like this. And there's times where it gets annoying. You know, Bayek being like, I cannot go here. I should be careful here. I should not do this. Like, Bayek, we get it. Like, by the 18th time you're saying it, yeah, okay. You don't want to go there. I get it. I understand, you know. Don't keep repeating it. It's getting freaking annoying, buddy. There's stuff like that irritated me a little bit. I mean, yeah, it's a minor gripe, but I think it's a legitimate minor gripe. You know, add in some more diverse dialogue. They could have done a couple other voice lines. Like, give me 10 to rotate through instead of like 3. Let's go around and get all this stuff to upgrade my gear. Bugs. Let's talk bugs. All in all, and for me at least, it was pleasantly surprised because I did not really run into many bugs at all. I think I had like one outright like game just straight up crashed while playing. Oh no, I'm dead. Fucking fire, man. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so I had one outright just like crash the desktop while playing, and I think that was from a processor thing. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of, well, I mean, everybody is having this game rape their processor, and that's a separate issue I'm going to talk about in a bit. But it didn't, you know, and I lost my train of thought. The crash the desktops are never good. Crash the desktops are like the big no-no when it comes to developing games. You shouldn't see them. You shouldn't, never. There should not be a crash the desktop. So definitely losing some points there. And then that leeways into the other point I was making is a lot of this stuff seemed to be an issue related to the amount of CPU that this game was using up. And I don't know why this game eats up CPUs as much as it does. It shouldn't. I see no reason for it to do that. But alas, it did. And I feel like that's something they I mean, Ubisoft is, they're known more as, I think when people think Ubisoft, more often than not, I think we can all agree their games are much better optimized on console. And that the PC ports, there's usually some kind of fucking hiccup here or there. And this time especially, I think we saw all that a lot. You know, we saw a lot of really weird shit going on with PC. Like even now, they've put out a patch. Even right now, running around, this game is using 70% of my processor right now, and I'm running a 5820K that's overclocked to 4.3 gigahertz. Like that's not a shitty processor. That's a I mean, it's not brand new fucking, it's like not like I'm running like a super i9 or anything, but the processor I got is still like really, really good. And yet this game is molesting its ass, and it's kind of like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why are you doing this to my processor? So I don't know what needs to be changed for them to stop that, but I see I think it's something with their code. I don't know. There's no reason this game should eat up as much processing power as it does. So anyway, I've been babbling for a while now. Like, I just noticed we're at 32 minutes. All in all, if I had to give the game a score, I would probably put it at like an 8.5 out of 10. You know, to sum up, I really do enjoy the gameplay of it. I think the combat and the gameplay is fresh, especially the combat in comparison to previous iterations of Assassin's Creed. I really did enjoy that. I like Bayek. He's likable enough. I felt the main quest was a little bit lacking because it was just, you know, it's a revenge quest, but there are some really fun missions that I think help to salvage it. And then lastly, I think that the main weak points here with the game is, one, the technical issues, like the fact that it's raping my processor right now. Like, just loading into Alexandria, I shot up to, I'm at 77% CPU right now. Why? Why is the game molesting my CPU that fucking hard? It does not, no, it doesn't need to. And like, I mean, even Pez is one of the regulars on Twitch. He's like my PC guy. We've known each other for a while. Pez builds PCs, and he tested this shit on like a couple different processors and was noticing similar CPU caps. I mean, there's some people saying it's because there's double DRM, because it's running both de novo and Ubisoft's own DRM protection. Some people think it's because of the because Ubisoft is just because of the lack of load screens, which is true. Like when we zone into Alexandria, like I just zoned in here, right? Unless I fast travel, I won't get a load screen. I could run from here all the fucking way down to here, and I would never see a load screen. So the game is constantly loading in assets, and I think that is something that's pretty cool that I have kind of overlooked up until now. But at the same time, even then, I feel like it shouldn't be fucking my processor as hard as it is. I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about processing and computing. But anyway, I mean, if I had to aside from a score, I do think this game is definitely worth the buy. Like, the time I put in, we're going to be wrapping this up with a 41-part Let's Play series, and that's excluding, like, multiple 3 to 4 hour long free roam live streams, and I still have a ton of other stuff to do in the game. I'm just on the main quest, so I definitely think when you're looking at how much time can I spend playing this game and how much enjoyment can I get out of this game for 60 bucks, I definitely think this game shows its worth at the price. Yeah, there's no lack of content in this game. This tiger needs to not be an asshole. Give me your skin. Got it. But anyway, we'll wrap this one up here, because at this point I'm just kind of running around and babbling, and I did say I was going to stream before I started recording all these, so I should probably get to that sooner than later. But anyway, thanks for coming by. I hope you guys enjoyed the Let's Play of Assassin's Creed Origins. As for what is going to be up next on our channel, more than likely, and just to confirm here, let me see what other, because Mario, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing it, only because I'd rather play it on the Switch when I'm traveling than be limited to just playing it on the channel. So, other things, let me see. Trying to pull up my game list here. Alright, based on what I'm looking, I mean, we do have the Battlefront campaign. That's still a couple weeks out. And more than likely it's going to be Neo. I know we've already done Leo, but more than likely it's going to be a full 100% style walkthrough with Neo, similar to how we did the 100% walkthrough on Dark Souls. So, anyway, thanks for coming by, and we will see you guys next time with something completely different.